In a very unexpected turn of events, I'm actually flying back home to Australia.
A few days ago, I got some really sad news about my grandma's health, and I decided the best place for me to be right now is by my grandma's side, someone who has always been there to support me. So I'm actually at Beijing Capital Airport right now, and I'm about to get on a flight to take me back to Australia. But don't worry, before you freak out, this is not a permanent move. My plan is to stay in Australia for about a month, be there for my family, and then come back to China. So how is that even possible, you may be asking? Well, because I have a residence permit, it means that I am able to re-enter China. Of course, I have to do the necessary quarantine and all the things, but long story short, I will be able to come back, fingers crossed. But I am pretty nervous about the whole going back to Australia thing. I'm really nervous about getting COVID because right now Australia doesn't have any COVID restrictions. I actually didn't even need to do a COVID test before my flight to show when I land. So I think it's going to be a really big adjustment going from quite heavy restrictions right now to literally no restrictions. So fingers crossed I don't get COVID. Technically I will be able to return even if I do get COVID, but it's going to be a lot more of a hassle. So I'm just going to hope for the best and hope that there'll be no policy change while I'm out of China that restricts foreigners from coming back for some reason. And I'm even more nervous about this situation because finally, after 2.5 years of waiting, my boyfriend finally has a flight date to China, which will be at the beginning of July. Yay, you finally got a flight to China.
Yay, I'm finally gonna see you soon. Very soon.
How does it feel?
It feels like the dream is coming true. So my flight is on the 8th of July. Got another 4 to 5 weeks left here in Germany. Then I'm flying to China.
You got COVID, so has that meant a lot more extra preparation you've had to do?
Yes, definitely. If you had COVID before, there are some additional things that China requires of you. One thing is you need to have an X-ray done just to assure that you are fully recovered from COVID. And you also have to do a home quarantine time of about 2 weeks before departure. First, I'm flying into Qingdao for the first 2 weeks of quarantine. And then after Qingdao, I'm flying to my final destination, which is Changchun. There I have to do 1 more week of quarantine.
So I'm so nervous that if something happens in Australia and I'm not able to come back for some reason, he'll be here alone. But yeah, we're not going to think about that right now. For now, the most important thing is just getting back and having a safe flight. My sister's also flying back. She lives in America and she's flying from Seattle, and we're going to be arriving at the exact same time. So at the airport, I'm going to see my whole family and then we're going to go straight to see my grandma. So yeah, this is it's bittersweet, I'd have to say. But the worst is past. I was so nervous for check-in that there would be something wrong with the documents or my passenger declaration was filled out wrong or something, these kind of little anxieties. I actually arrived at the airport super early, way too early. Oh my gosh, so empty. I'm also here at 6:30 a.m. I'm here 6 hours before my flight, just in case. Oh my goodness, so it turns out arriving at the airport 6 hours in advance is in fact a little bit overkill. I was having nightmares all night that I'd arrive and this would be full of people lining up out the door. But as it turns out, this check-in desk actually isn't gonna open for another 3 hours, so don't I feel silly? I've got myself a coffee, I've got myself a seat right opposite my gate, so as soon as someone comes to check people in, I'm in that queue. I think I'm even going to be that girl that's lining up before anyone is here, just in case. So today there are 3 flights, one to Milan, one to Hong Kong, and one to Frankfurt. I'm on this one, Hong Kong. And I've heard right now that at Hong Kong airport, there is nothing open. So I've prepared lots of snacks. And actually for breakfast, a lot of snacks. You can probably tell that I'm scared of being hungry. And for breakfast, I have gotten myself a big bowl of jjajangmyeon. Ooh. I guess this must be the sauce. Oh, some seaweed. That's nice. Plop that in there. Actually, I don't want to plop that in there. That's probably a really weird combination. I regret that decision. I'm going to put the seaweed back. I just realized seaweed isn't usually a part of a jjajangmyeon. You can see how nervous I am. My head is everywhere. Can't even remember the basic topping for a jjajangmyeon. What is wrong with me? I got this before I went through the gate. So this was the only place open in the terminal at check-in. Beggars can't be choosers. But when it comes to a nice farewell meal for Beijing, well, temporary farewell meal, you can't go past a jjajangmyeon. Typical Beijing noodle dish. The Beijing noodle dish. But as you can see, you should always eat your noodles while they're hot. This stick together, the little buggers. So fun fact about me, I actually hate plain food. So that's why I've got so many snacks, because if I can avoid it, I won't eat on a flight. I've always been like that. I don't know why. I just find it really, I don't know, just, I see the plain food and I'm like, ooh. Just gonna run you through my snack situation here. I've got a very bruised banana, which I'm very disappointed about. I'm gonna have to eat that sooner rather than later. I've packed myself 2 peanut butter and honey wraps. I've got some almonds. I've got, of course, some toothpaste. I've got dried mango, some Ritz biscuits, some Oreos, a bit of a treat, and some Wong Wong. Okay, here I go. I'm about to board my flight. This is the time for the good mask. Gonna put this on. My neighbor's got it for me. I completely forgot about, like, you know, protection on the plane. And do you guys want to know, like, the craziest thing ever? It's been exactly a year since I've been out of Australia. Last year, my flight to China was on the 21st of May, and guess what date it is today? It is the 21st of May. I feel like it's a sign from the universe that I'm really meant to go home right now. And I wish I was going home under happier circumstances, but I have to say I am freaking excited to see my family, and yeah, this is a good thing. There we go. I'm in my seat. Oh, those guys must be so hot. It is 38 degrees in Beijing today, and I'm flying back into winter, which I'm excited about. Next stop, Hong Kong.
As I was warned, most stores are indeed closed in Hong Kong airport right now, even though there are quite some flights transiting through this airport every day. But I still kept my hopes high that there would be at least one restaurant open so I wouldn't need to eat the sad little peanut and honey wrap I prepared this morning.
Let's head up here and see if any restaurants are open. Oh, it's not looking good. So this side closed. This is definitely closed. It looks like some people are lining up for something over here. I think there's actually a restaurant open. Oh yes, this is amazing. Oh, this is so good. We've got some noodles, Hainanese chicken rice. Yes, please.
Hi, can I get a Hainan chicken rice?
Oh yes, please. Hainan chicken rice. Exactly what I feel like right now. This is just so much better than the peanut butter wrap I had made myself to eat for dinner. For reference, this is the peanut butter wrap in question. It's a sad looking thing, isn't it?
I don't care what anyone says. Sydney is the most spectacular city to fly into, and nothing, absolutely nothing, beats the feeling of coming home.
Okay, I've collected my luggage.
And a little present here for Dad from Duty Free.
I'm about to head through these doors here and see my family for the first time in 1 year. Where are they? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
We're all here.
This was an hour ago. That's your plane.
Yeah.
The blue one is Beck's plane.
Oh,
We're both
wow.
heading to Sydney.
At the same time.
Same time.
So where did you fly from, Beck?
Seattle to Vancouver to Sydney.
Wow.
I want to take a selfie.
Oh yeah.
A selfie of us all.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, cheers.
Yay!
We're back together.
Yay!
Oh, this is so exciting. I'm like,
Best day.
I'm in shock.
This is just
Is it?
the best day.
You're turning up
The best day.
The 2 weeks that have followed have been some of the most special of my life. We took my grandma, or Babcha as we call her, to her favourite place in the world, a little town by the ocean. And of course, as the Polish grandma that she is, she insisted on cooking for all of us.
See, look at that.
But this time she's got lots of assistants to help out. We made all of her favourite dishes, spaghetti marinara, the most gorgeous mud crabs fresh from the river.
Oh, look at her.
I got it.
The first
You're a natural.
The whole thing's coming out.
Wow.
She even taught me how to make some of her signature dishes. This here is gołąbki, a traditional Polish dish that my sister and I have loved since we were little kids.
Roll it firm. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did it.
You did it.
Wow.
These are memories I'll treasure for a lifetime, and coming back was definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made.